my show, What's Wrong with Vet Sam. It's where I talk about what's wrong with the stuff I see. For instance, old Blactivism ain't even want to let me do my 4th of July show on the 4th of July because according to him, black folks' Independence Day is celebrated on Juneteenth, and the 4th of July was when the settlers got their independence, which made them independents to keep their profits off of slavery from England, where they was originally coming from. But I'm gonna move past that part. Now, let me tell you something else about that old activism. He brought me on cause ain't nobody paying no attention to his social media. Ain't nobody trying to hear that old activist black power bullshit he be talking about. Now, I don't even like him to tell the truth. But, he always talking about the black community and black culture, but he with a white woman. Help me make sense. Here you go now. Hold on a minute, let me bite this sandwich.
Were you actually trying to say something, Sam? I'm trying to enjoy a little bit of leisure, if you don't mind.
So, well, all I'm saying is, how you gonna be Mr. Pope Black and you sucking pink toes and eating white booty?
Yeah! Woo!
Sam, what difference does it make if my woman is white or black? Well, look at it this way. If I'm trying to encourage black people to live as good as everyone else, to be as good as everyone else, to expect as much from themselves as they expect from everyone else, then why can't we date anyone else?
So, but look at how every time a brother get on his feet, start making some real money and doing good, he go find him a white woman. Like sisters ain't good enough.
Well, I tell you what, Sam. When I met Lottie, all I owned was a rusty Escalade and the deck on it. I was sleeping on my cousin's couch.
So, what this woman doing for you that his sister ain't done and you done had before?
She's fed me every day since I've been here. The only time I cook is for breakfast. And that's for me and the dog. Now look, I don't have to defend myself for who I love or whom I choose to allow to love me. I'm on the more important things.
You mean more important things like activism? Who you think you is? Martin Luther King or some damn body?
I'll tell you what. Where do you think black people would be today if Martin Luther King hadn't tried to get Rosa Parks out of jail? Where do you think we would be today if the government wasn't forced to choose between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King as to who to promote as a leader of black people. So while I don't have the answer to every problem, and I don't believe I could be either one of those great men, because I'm not one of those men, I'm me. However, I do understand that our children get taught through the media to be N-words. It's promoted, it's awarded, and it's labeled black culture. So, to all of those children out there who are born in homes subjected to parental ignorance, which has been generational on purpose, the only people they get to see are the criminals at the media parades and the criminals in their neighborhoods actually have anything. Who do you think they're going to follow?
So how you got a problem with your own culture? Look at how many black people out there getting rich off that music you talking about and doing good for the hood.
Now let me ask you this important question. Let me ask you this, since you got all the answers. What if we took a song that used the word that starts with an N and ends with an A that I'm not going to say, and substituted the word homo? Let's kill this. I'll beat this ass. I'll F this up. What do you think would happen to that entertainment? He'd get canceled, right? But they give awards when they talk about hurting hours. You think that's a coincidence? I don't think so.
Wait a minute, wait. You making a little bit of sense. But you ain't been out the penitentiary that long. Who you think gonna follow you? And how we know you even for real? What you gonna do? Show up and make a whole lot of noise and calm back people down for the government like Al Sharpton?
Well, considering I was homeless a year ago, and now I've built a nonprofit, I've even purchased a vehicle for that nonprofit. In fact, let's just cut to the chase. I spent $20,000 building this business this year. Donations I received have amounted to 120. You do the math. You figure out whether or not I'm sincere.
All right. You might be for real. Mm-hmm. Maybe you is for real. But, how you think you know everything? Y'all niggas go to the penitentiary, read some books, and think you come home with all the sense. You even got the audacity to try to make up y'all own word. I ain't lying to y'all. Now check this here out. I did show y'all something.
The institution of one who chooses to live as a second-class citizen in America exerts as little effort as possible to take care of themselves and those they are responsible for, prioritizing self-medicating and making it appear as though they have more wealth than they actually do.
Now, that word negative he done came up with. Y'all listen to this one more again. He talking about negative, y'all.
The institution of one who chooses to live as a second-class citizen in America exerts as little effort as possible to take care of themselves and those they are responsible for, prioritizing self-medicating and making it appear as though they have more wealth than they actually do.
See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about.
Well, let me tell you something about the word negative. You know, if we use the N-word and no one else can use it, that just sounds unfair, right? But if I make up a word like negative and give it its own definition, then anybody can use it. They're not even talking about anything real, are they? Exactly. So, I have named an institution that has been promoted, embraced, and therefore indoctrinated into a certain class of people, not just black. And they live by it, they live in it, and they die in it. I say we should get rid of this institution. Support wars that don't even have anything to do with this country because of a global power struggle. But no one's thinking about the power we could have if more Americans produced. Could we lead technology if more Americans produced? Could we grow all our own food if more Americans produced? Would our taxes be more fair if all Americans produced? So why do you think they don't want that for us? It's the greatest country in the world, right? But institutions have been created to keep someone at the bottom. That don't mean it gotta be me. That don't mean it gotta be you. That don't mean it has to be any individual. Some people are just unfortunate. Some people are unlucky. But most people create their own lives with the decisions that they make from day to day. And when people aren't educated on the variety of types of decisions they can make, then they can only make the ones that they've been taught to make. That's why it's an institution.
So look here. My time about up for this here episode. But I'm going to be back at y'all because I got me a podcast. So you're going to be hearing from me. And I'm going to be putting other people on the hot seat just like I did old Blactivism. Come back to find out more of what's wrong with Fast Ham. See y'all later, America.